A leader is one who takes responsibility or accepts responsibility to solve problems for others. So leadership, a lot has to do with the people. A true leader is actually a selfless person. You are passionate and burdened about solving problems for others. So leadership is a call to service. Leadership is not a call to be served or to necessarily be the boss. Welcome to the Leaders Podcast with James Austin. On the Leaders Podcast, I'll be giving exposition on leadership. We'll be looking at character, principles, and values of true leaders. And our passion is to see that a new generation of leaders emerge from the continent of Africa to bring about societal transformation, to make life better for the people of Africa, to ensure that our continent is no longer regarded as a dark continent, but the hope of the world, which she really is. Today I'll be looking at who a leader is. A leader is one who takes responsibility to make life better for others. In other words, a leader is one who takes responsibility or accepts responsibility to solve problems for others. So leadership, a lot has to do with the people. A true leader is actually a selfless person. You are passionate and burdened about solving problems for others. So leadership is a call to service. Leadership is not a call to be served or to necessarily be the boss. Leadership is actually a call to service. We need to begin to steer a paradigm shift about leadership in our part of the world. Now, once upon a time, there was a pandemonium in the nation of South Africa. The blacks were subjugated during the apartheid era. The blacks had no voice. The blacks were discriminated against. It was so bad, it was so tough. They didn't have access to the basic privileges that citizens should have until a man known as Nelson Mandela arose. The man accepted responsibility. It was tough. He had to be in prison for 27 years, all for the sake of his people. At certain points, the leaders of the apartheid era were going to give him a soft landing for him to drop the struggle. But his love for the people of South Africa caught him on the fight, and eventually his aim was achieved. Many years ago, a young lady known as Mary Slessor, having a good time in the nation of Scotland, suddenly heard about the killing of twins in Africa. She lost her sleep, she lost her peace, she became sleepless, she became so bothered until she left the comfort of Scotland and came into Black Africa. In that era, people were still dying due to ailments such as malaria and the likes. She left the comfort of her home, despite the fact that her family couldn't understand what she was doing. She laid down her life practically to end the killing of twins in Africa. She accepted responsibility, opened up herself to a lower life per se, to ensure that things better, to ensure that a generation was rescued. So many years ago, in the nation of Israel, a war veteran known as Goliath intimidated the people for 40 days. Nobody could respond. The king went into hiding. The military apparatus found themselves helpless until a shepherd boy, who was also a teenager known as David, came into the rescue. David came after the veteran. He accepted responsibility, practically laid his life down on the line to ensure deliverance for his nation. Dear leader, hear me. Leadership is beyond just occupying a position. Leadership comes with a sense of responsibility. It is time to accept responsibility to make life better for your nation, for your people, for your family, wherever you are found. Arise, do something. Leadership comes with actions. Leadership puts the people first. Leadership is out to ensure that there are smiles on the face of the people, that life gets better for the people, life gets meaningful for the people. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next week on the Leaders Podcast with James Austin. Have a great day. Thank you.